The beggar girl said, "Don't eat that." The billionaire wouldn't have listened unless he saw it for himself. It was a golden evening on the crowded streets of the city, where the wealthy dined under hanging lights and soft classical music floated through the air. Cars gleamed, waiters moved like shadows, and people in tuxedos and sparkly dresses laughed without a worry. Among them sat a stern, gray-haired billionaire, known across the city for his cold decisions and colder heart. He believed everything had a price, and nothing surprised him anymore. But that day, something did. Just as the waiter placed a fresh plate of salad before him, a small beggar girl, barefoot, wearing torn clothes and carrying a rough cloth sack, darted between the tables. Her hair was messy, her face smudged, and her eyes held a strange combination of fear and urgency. Gasps erupted. The security guards straightened immediately. The diners looked at her in disgust. But the girl didn't look at anyone else. She stared only at the billionaire's plate. She ran up to him, stretched out her arm, and shouted with a trembling voice, "Don't eat that." A ripple of shock went through the restaurant patio. The billionaire slowly turned his icy eyes toward her, more annoyed than concerned. "How dare you?" he said sharply. "Get away from my table." But the girl didn't move. Her small chest rose and fell rapidly as she blurted, "Someone put something in your food. Please don't eat it." The surrounding men in tuxedos burst into mocking laughter. One woman rolled her eyes and whispered, "Children make up anything for money." A guard stepped forward to grab the girl, but she stepped back quickly, clutching her sack as if it were her only shield. "I'm not lying," she said, voice breaking. "I saw it happen." The billionaire lifted his fork slowly, irritation rising. He wasn't the kind of man who listened to nonsense, especially not from a child who looked like she hadn't eaten in days. "Why would anyone poison my food?" he asked with a cold smirk. The girl swallowed. Her eyes darted toward a man sitting a few tables behind him, an older gentleman in a suit who instantly looked away when their eyes met. The billionaire noticed it. Something flickered in his gaze. "That man," the girl whispered shakily, pointing subtly. "He paid the waiter. I saw him drop something into your plate before it was served." The billionaire's face hardened. He didn't believe her. Not yet, but he felt a strange chill in his spine. He snapped his fingers. "Bring me the waiter." The waiter came, visibly nervous. The billionaire stared into his eyes, then at the trembling girl, then back at the plate. And in that moment, the girl did something unexpected. She grabbed the plate. Everyone gasped. "Stop!" shouted several guards. But the little girl didn't run. Instead, she lifted the plate to her nose and sniffed it deeply. Tears filled her eyes as she whispered, "Please, I don't want you to die." Her voice cracked. Her fear was real, and for the first time in years, the billionaire felt something shift in his chest. The entire restaurant grew silent, so silent that even the sound of cars on the street faded. People leaned in. The guards froze. The billionaire stared deeply at the girl's trembling hands. And in that heavy, breath-catching moment, he realized something was very, very wrong. The billionaire, usually calm and untouchable, felt his heart thump as he watched the girl holding his plate like it was a bomb. Sweat gathered at the edge of her forehead. Her small body trembled, not with fear of being punished, but with fear for him. "For a stranger, put the plate down," the billionaire said quietly. The girl obeyed, placing it slowly on the white tablecloth. He waved the guards away. The entire patio watched like they were witnessing the climax of a movie. Even the birds perched silently on the building ledges. The billionaire turned to his head bodyguard. "Test the food." The guard hesitated. "Sir, protocol." "Do it," he ordered. The guard took a small chemical strip from his pocket, standard procedure for high-profile individuals. He dipped it into a bit of the dressing. 1 second. 2 seconds. The strip turned dark purple. A collective gasp filled the air. Poison. Real poison. The billionaire's eyes widened, not in fear, but in shock. He raised his gaze to the girl, who stood quietly, eyes filled with worry and innocence. She She saved your life, the guard whispered. The billionaire's jaw tightened. His entire world felt like it tilted. He stood up quickly, turning toward the table where the suspicious man sat. But the chair was empty. The man had vanished. His car was gone, and the waiter who had served him had disappeared into the crowd. It was real, the billionaire murmured. All of it. He walked back toward the beggar girl, who stepped backward as if expecting to be yelled at. But instead, he knelt. A billionaire knelt before a child of the streets. The diners froze, eyes wide. What is your name? The billionaire asked softly. Sophia, she whispered. How did you see it happen? She pointed to the alley beside the restaurant. I was looking in the trash for leftover bread. I saw the man. He was talking to the waiter. He gave him money. Then he sprinkled something from a small packet on the plate before the waiter went inside. Tears shimmered in her eyes. I tried to shout, but nobody listens to kids like me. The billionaire felt a painful twist in his chest. Nobody listened, just like he had been ignored when he was young and poor. He stood up, took off his expensive jacket, and wrapped it gently around her small shivering shoulders. You saved my life, he said. From now on, I will protect yours. The diners watched in awe as he called his security detail. Find the man, protect this girl, and bring her something warm to eat, now. Sophia blinked. Warm food, for me. He nodded. You risked everything to save me. You deserve more than scraps. The girl's chin quivered, and for the first time in a long time, she smiled, a small, shaky smile filled with hope. As she ate her first real meal in months, the billionaire sat beside her, ignoring the shocked stares of the rich. You changed my life today, he told her. And maybe, he whispered more to himself than her, I can change yours too. The camera pans out. The cold billionaire, transformed. The beggar girl, finally seen. And the truth, revealed just in time. Viewers, if this story touched your heart, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more emotional stories like this. Your support helps us bring more life-changing stories to your heart.